I hope I'm audible, right? So, hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to start up with a new project in our Flutter series. I know that it's been quite a delay since I have, came up live because I was having some issues. That's the reason why I was unable to perform live videos, but I'm back. And as you can see, we are going to create a new project, and that will be a task management system. Okay, so which is going to look like this. Like we have premium memberships, then we have our little personal tasks over here that I'll be creating. Then we have settings page, okay, so in that settings there, then privacy page and about the application is there. Then we even have health and support. I have added some, right? This is then contact page is also there in the app. And we even have help section in this and like quite a lot of functionality. Like if you check, there is my, profile is also there, which in which I can add on my number, email, and all sorts of things, right? So this is exactly the app that we are going to create. Like this will be even having, add on things like you can add on multiple tasks over here and you can, change it according to your own will, right? So this is the basic layout. There are lots of functionalities and things that we are going to add on. Let me refresh it. See, so this is the application that we are going to create over here, right? So I hope you can see it's visible to everybody. And yeah, this is how it's going to look like, right? Yes. So without wasting time, let's quickly begin, right? So for that, what I need really here is I need a new window of VS Code. And in the new window, I'm going to open a folder in which we are going to obviously store the data. So inside, select the full stack and over here, right? Yeah, open folder. Now inside this open folder, I'm going to go to the terminal, new terminal. And now inside this new terminal, we are going to create a new application. Okay. So in our case, what I'm going to create. Okay. So in this, what I'm going to create Flutter create task management, or let's do, I'll write TMS, task management system app, whatever, task management we are going to create. So this is what it's going to look like. So I'll hit enter and it's going to create us an app that will be a task management system over here. Yeah, so now we have got this. So we'll do open folder and now we will open that folder. TMS. Right? TMS folder has been opened. Now inside this folder, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the main.dart file and we are going to start implementing the changes in this main.dart. Okay. So what I'll do here is I'll go to main.dart. Now inside this main.dart, we are going to delete all the data and I'm just going to write import, package, letter, and material.dart. Okay. Then we'll write void main run app. And now as you can see, it's saying that run app has not been defined or run app is not defined. So in our case, what I'm going to write here is I'm going to define the run app. And I'm going to write state less widget and I'm going to define it as my app. So now you can see that our my app has been defined, right? And what I'm going to do here is inside this, instead of a placeholder, I don't really need a placeholder. I'll return a material app. Okay. So this is what a material app. Then after this, what I'm going to write, I'm going to define a title that will be Flutter demo. Okay. And yeah, themes data will be colors.blue. And there will be a home page that is my home, which we have not created just now. So we'll create it later, right? After this, what I'm going to write system chrome. Okay, so system chrome dot set. I have to set some overlays over here. Okay, so what I'm going to write set uh set set system UI overlay style. Okay, so we are going to change the overlay style. Why overlay style? So that we will get the transparent above our, yeah, this above overlay, we will get a transparent view. That's the reason why I'm going to write it like this. So I'm going to write const. Now inside this const, I'm going to write system system UI, and it's like system UI overlay style will be what? Inside this, we are going to write set status bar, set status bar. Okay, so it's like status bar. Sorry. So status bar color. So status bar color will be colors dot transparent. I really need color dot transparent over there. Transparent. And after this, what I'm going to write icon. Okay, so I need icon as well. So status bar icon brightness. Okay, so brightness will be brightness dot dark. So our brightness also has been defined over here. Now, inside this folder, I'm going to firstly create multiple folders. First will be components. So components, components. Then after this, I'm going to write widgets, or let's do one thing. I'll write models. Okay. Then here we are going to create widgets, and similarly one more, that is screens. Okay. Screens. Okay, so screens, models, components, and widget. Now inside this screen, I'm going to create this home page. So I'll write homepage dot art. Okay, so homepage dot art page has been defined over here. Okay, now inside this, I'm going to import the same package Flutter material dot art. Okay, basic stuffs, and then we are going to call out a stateful widget. Stateful widget. Okay, so that name of that stateful widget will be homepage, or I'll write it as my homepage, exactly as it's written over here. Then I'll do what? I'll import that. So now you can see we are not getting any errors, right? Now, if I'll run this particular app, as of now, it should run exactly fine and no sort of errors and anything should be seen. So let me give some time so that it should work properly. And as soon as it will start, then we will move on further. Okay. It's going to take, I guess, about something 1 or 2 minutes. I don't know. Okay, so after this, we even need to do a lot of things in this. Okay, so what first of all we need a bottom navigation bar like this, and then we need an app bar that is upside over there. This is an app bar, right? And then this is the normal data that we can create. So both are the more important, like bottom navigation bar and the app bar. Okay, so you can see our app has been done launching, and it will show us that flag, yeah, screen. And let's do one thing here. I'll write debug to check manner mode false. So yeah, you can see now we are getting the application view. So yeah, we can see our app is working exactly fine, right? Now let's do what? Let's quickly move forward and create some, visible data, because currently we just can see the dark folder. So I'll write a scaffold. Inside the scaffold, I'm going to create a bottom navigation bar. Okay, so this is a bottom navigation bar over here. And what I'm going to write container. Like I am going to define a bottom navigation bar, but before that, let's do one thing. Let's define something else. Like, for example, let's continue with an app bar. Okay. So for creating an app bar, that is more important, right? So for app bar, I'm going to write app bar, and that app bar should be defined like build app bar. Okay. So this will be how it's going to look, build app bar, right? Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to write app bar. Now, after this, I'm going to write underscore build app bar that we have written up, and inside this we are going to create an app bar, right? So I'm going to return app bar and all sorts of old data. So what it will be having, it will be having a background color. So background color will be colors dot white, right? This will be the background color, colors dot white. So what I'll do here is now in this I'll go for screen widgets. Okay, so inside the widget I'm going to write constant dot dart. Okay. Now inside the constant dot dart, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to import our colors. Okay. So what I'm going to do is so that I don't really need to type on the colors again and again. I will just copy paste the color code over here. If you want, you can pause this video if you are watching later or now, or then you can copy it down. Okay. So I have written all the basic code like yellow light, yellow dark, and normal yellow. Okay. So this is what the color code will look. Dark is this, and yellow is this one. Very light yellow. Like you won't be able, you won't be able to get to know also that I'm using yellow color. Similarly, there is light blue. So that is fine. Then dark blue is somewhat around here, and the normal blue should be here. You can adjust the color as per your needs, so that dark should be a little more dark. And yeah, the rest is fine. So this is the colors that it will be in the constant dot dot. So you can get that from there. And what we are going to do, we are going to use that. So for this, we are going to write k white. Okay. So k white means colors has been imported, and in that three colors dot white, I have written k white. So now it's importing k white, that is colors dot white. Okay. So yeah, colors dot white has been imported. Now what I have to do here is I have to go and we have to write more data regarding the app bar. So inside this I'll write elevation should be 0 as always. And what I'm going to write, I'm going to create a title. Obviously in the app bar you need to create a title, right? As of now, let's just use this dummy text and let's see whether it's working or not. Yeah. So you can see it's working, right? You can see the data. But that is not what I am going to use over here. So I am going to remove this and I'm going to write row, because we are going to create a row which will be having children, and that children will be having a widget. Okay. Now inside of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to firstly create a container. Obviously, that container will be having the images that we are going to use over here, right? Now, inside this container, we have to define some height. So, height of the container should be 45, and similarly, the width should be 45. And there will be a decoration. So, decoration will be box decoration, and colors will be this one, gray, gray, gray. Where is the gray, gray shade? Okay. So let's do one thing. I'll just use light gray. Okay, so gray. Okay, like now in this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take light gray, right? Yeah. So in this, I'll write instead of K blue, I'll write K light gray. Okay. So K light gray has been done. Now you will see that it's here, kind of visible, right? Yeah. But we even need little bit of margin. So I'll write margin and we are going to write ends insets dot only, and we need the margin from the left and as well from the top. Okay, so top 5 pixels, and you can see like yeah, so it has been it is looking perfect now. Right now, after this, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to import a photo. So for you know putting out the photo over there, we need to create a folder called assets, and we have to go to pubspec.yml because whatever photos that we are going to import in our asset, that will be stored over there. Okay. And now inside this, I'm going to write asset slash. What it will do, asset slash will take out all the photos that are in the assets folder. So we don't really need to, mention out every single of them. So these are the two photos that we are going to need technically. Sorry. So let's delete one. Yeah. So this is the photo number one and this is the photo number two. I'm taking the dummy image as of now because I don't really need to put on my photo in that. So as of now, I'm taking a dummy photo. This is the photo. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to head on back to my homepage.dot, and inside the homepage, now I have to write a child for this particular container. So for this particular container, I'm going to create a child that will be a clip rect. Okay, this clip rect. Now inside this clip rect, I'm going to write border radius because we can define a border radius into this clip rect. So border radius will be circular, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a child, and that child will be having the image. So image dot asset. Now inside this asset image, what I'm going to write is I'm going to write asset slash profile dot jpg. Okay, so profile dot jpg. This is the image that we are going to use. So yeah, now you can see that image is being visible. Image is done. Now after this container, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add on a size box because we need to add on a size to this particular column. I guess row. Yeah, row. Sorry. Now after this size box, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write a text that will be visible. Later on, when we will be attaching our backend into this, we can, put on a lot of changes over here. So what I'll do here is I'll take the dummy data and let's hit on run. Yeah. So you can see it says hello John, but I am not John. I'm a Mo. So I need my name over there. So now it will say hello Mo. Right. Yeah. Now it's fine. And let's increase the text size as well a little bit. And what else is left? We can even change the color. So instead of this dark, I'll write colors dot gray dot shade portrait. That means it will be little, yes, it has become a little more actually. Yeah, now it's fine. Hello. This is little light shade and it's looking exactly good, right? So yeah, text is also done. Now what we need, we can even add on something over there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to write it out over here. What is, I'm going to write an action. So action button. Okay. So you can add on an action button like this. Let me just show you. It's giving me some suggestions over here. And yeah, so you can see this is the action button, but we don't really need two buttons over here. So instead of this one, I'll just remove one of them. Okay. So action button is gone and we are just going to keep one button. That is not notifications. It will be little bit changed. Will be more vertical. So vertical and more. Yeah. This is what it should look like, and I'll define the size. Size should be about 40. Yeah, so 40 looks a little big. So we'll adjust on 35, and you can adjust it yourself. But now you can see that it's looking good. And for this as well, I need a little bit gap so that it maintain distance. Yeah. So now you can see we have got the app bar over here, right? And our app bar is done. Then what we need here is we need to work on the bottom navigation bar or on different files, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to firstly close this so that we can see the design. Okay, means okay, so we have to run it again. It's going to take some time, I don't know why. So this is the home page. Now, what I have to do here is I have to write more data in this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to firstly create a bottom navigation bar over here. Okay. Yeah. So now in this, we are going to write a bottom navigation bar. Where is the scaffold in this? Okay, here. So here I'm going to write bottom navigation bar. Now inside this bottom navigation bar, we are going to define. Okay. So what I'm going to write it is I'm going to explain the full code, like what all things will be there, right? So for that, let's quickly write start please. I'll return a container in this. Just a second. Okay. So I'll start it on with a container. Inside the bottom navigation bar, I'm going to create a container. Now, after this container, we need some decoration. So I'm going to give that old so-called decoration that we have been using till now. Okay. Like it will be box decoration and that box decoration. Now, inside this box decoration, I'm going to write border radius. So border radius and border radius will be something about border radius only, top left radius will be circular, and it should be top right also should be circular, right? So that will be the border radius for this. And we even need to declare a shadow. So I'll write box shadow. Now box shadow will be having shadows that we are going to implement over here. So it's going to be like this. So colors you can change by yourself. What I'll do here is I'll do here dot with opacity around 0.2. I need the color that should have an opacity of 0.2, and I need a blur radius of 10 and the spread radius of about 5. Okay. Yeah, this is the main part in the bottom navigation bar. We are going to write. So I don't think so it's going to be visible. Anything will be visible. No. Yeah. So now inside this children, after this decoration, I'm going to write children, and inside this, I'm going to define clip rect. Okay, clip rect. Inside this clip rect, we are going to define all the data. So you can see we are getting some, dummy data. As of now, let's take it, but I am going to remove the green folder. So now, let me just remove water. So now what we are doing in the inside this clip rect, we firstly need to define that border radius. Similarly, that we did over there up. Okay. So border radius will be like this, and it will be having border radius not only top left should be radius dot circular 30, and top right should be also radius dot circular 30. Right. Now inside this, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write a child. Now inside this child also we need to identify, or sorry, to define a navigation bar. So it will take bottom navigation bar. Okay. Bottom navigation bar. This one. So I'm going to write bottom navigation bar, and inside this, we are going to define a lot of things. Firstly, Firstly, what I'll do here is I'll firstly start with the background color. So I need a background color of K white. Okay. So background color is done. Then I need that selected should be having some different color. So I'll write selected item should have, as of now, colors dot blue. Okay, so blue accent. As of now, I'm just giving it a blue accent, and that unselected color should be color dot gray. Okay, so now the bottom navigation bar's color has been defined. Now I need to identify, now I need to define some items over here. So inside this item, what I'm going to write, I'm going to define bottom navigation bar item. Okay. Now inside this item, we need a label and we need this as well. What error is showing? Okay, yeah, so this is not a const constructor. That's the reason why it was throwing us an error. Okay, so label should be text dot home. Right. So what I'm going to label is I'm going to label it as home, not text actually. So this is how it's going to be labeled. Right. As of now, yeah, it is going to throw me that error. Okay. Now we have just defined a single navigation bar over here with also icon has been not properly stored. Yeah. And the size will be 30. Yeah. So this is the first bottom navigation bar. And similarly, we are going to define one more item. So it will be this one, not search, it will be person. Okay, and the icon will be what? Person and underscore rounded. Because I need that should be rounded as well. So person rounded is also done. And we are getting the bottom navigation bar. Two things are defined in this. So two things are this. Firstly is, let me firstly check that whether it's working or not. So yeah, as of now it's not working because we have not defined it properly. Right now, in this we even need one more thing over here. We need an on tap functionality so that it can be transferred from one to another. Now in this, what I'm going to write here is I'm going to firstly define on tap. Now inside this on tap, I'm going to firstly write that index should be changed and index should be set state and like that. Okay. So what I'm going to write here is I'm going to write index set state should be changed. Now whenever I will click on this, the set state of my particular element should be changed. So what I'll write here is I have to define an active index over here. So I'll move up here and right over here I'll write int active index equals to 0. So initial active index now is equals to 0. That means whenever the person will land, the initial index will be 0. Now I'll define an active index equals to index. That is going to do what? Whenever you are going to click on one element or the another element, it's going to switch the pages. Okay. So if this is first element, it will be on the default page. But if it's the second element, it's going to change to the next page that is selected or that is highlighted later. Okay. So this is the part. Now, what I'm going to do here is this part is done, bottom navigation bar. Then I'm going to create, okay, so container, right after this container, yeah. Yeah. So right after this container, I'm going to write a floating action button over here. So let me just close this bottom navigation bar and I should work over here. Okay. So inside this, I'm going to write floating action button. So I have to define a floating action button which will be not doing anything as of now. Okay, so this will be the floating action button whose functionality on press will be none. Okay, and the background color can be defined. So I'll write shape, and shape should be rounded rectangle border. Okay, so rounded rectangle border should be shape, and it should have a border radius of circular. This is again. It should have a border radius of circular 10. That means it should be visible like somewhat over here. Okay, so let's do one thing is firstly I'll go around right here, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to define. So background color also I need to tell them what will be the background color. So background color not here. So after this border radius shape is done. Right after this shape, I'm going to write background color. So background color will be gray, not this one. So I can write K dark actually. K dark. K white. What happened to this? Let me go to constant, and inside this constant I have K dark, right? So this okay, so it says the items dot length should be greater than equals to 2, which is not true. Okay. So here it's saying that we have not defined, but yeah, we have done actually. We have defined two items over here, and I think so it should work pretty fine. Over here, inside this floating action button, I'm going to write KDAR. Okay, so K dark, that will be fine. K dark will be the background color, and the child will be what? Icon dot inside add, and it should be about grayish color, that is K light. So K light gray should be the color that we are going to write it over there. Okay. And the size should be about 35. Now what error it's showing is so one extra comma has been added. And yeah, floating action button location should be centered off. That means the button will be available down at this center. Let me see as of now what sort of thing it's saying. As of now, no error, right? Let me just reload. Yeah. So you can see when we did this reload, now you can see that we have got the bottom navigation bar as well and this button as well, right? Floating action button, right? So this part is done. Now what is saying? I was modified, yeah. So this part is done, right? You can see that we have got our very basic this file over here. Now what we have to do here is we have to create that particular blocks that we were using in this. So for that, we will head on to body. Now, body should be defined in a different way because we are using this on tap function, right? We are using set state. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move up right here and I'm going to create a list and a list which will be having a widget. Okay, and that name will be pages. And that pages will be having what? That pages will be having the names of the pages that we are going to write. So for this, I'm going to write home page. There will be one home page that I will be creating. I have not created now. And there will be one profile page. So profile page. Okay. two pages we are going to create. So I'll head on to screens. Inside screens, I'm going to write profile page dot dot. So now inside this profile page dot dot, there is not much to do. Okay, we just need basic information and basic data. So what we can do here is we can start import that as well. So for that, I can do what? I'll write import, then package, then Flutter, then material dot dot. Okay, so we have imported that as well. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write like colors dot dot because we are going to use colors file over here. So import next to what? Let's just move forward and it will be automatically imported. So I'm going to write profile page like this, and that profile page will be having a lot of things. So what all things are there? Firstly, I'm going to define a variable that will be having an he height, that will be media query dot of context dot size dot height. That means it's going to take the size of the particular devices, and it's going to return a scaffold. Okay. Now let's head back and label it. So yeah, this one is labeled. Now, similarly, I'll go back to the home page that we have created. And in that home page, what we are going to do here is we are going to just create the same thing that we are mentioning over here, right? That same thing we are going to create little down. So I'll come down here. I'll write a status widget. And that status widget will be named as home page. Okay. Now, this particular widget will be having the data. What data it will be having? It will be having some files like a column. Column why? Because we are going to create a column which will be having some premium membership, then some boxes and all. So that's why we are going to use column. And its cross-axis alignment should be with the start because we need to get it from the beginning. Now, what I'm going to write here is I'm going to write children. Inside this children, we are going to firstly call out a thing called Go Premium. Okay, so this is a widget that we are going to create. So to Go Premium, this is a widget. So I'll head over to widget, or let's do one thing. Let's create that in the models function if you want. But yeah, I'm going to create it in the widget. So premium, whatever, premium dot dot. So inside this premium dot dot, we again have some amount of code that we have to create. So for this, I firstly need that old so-called, Flutter material dot dot page. So package Flutter material dot dot. That is what we needed. Then we need a stateful widget. So stateful widget will be Go Premium, and we'll just link it over here. Yeah, right. And similarly, where is the error? Over here, right? Semicolon, it means semicolon. Okay. So now if I hit enter, maybe it should be visible, right? Okay. But now you can see as of now the code is not getting any throwing any sort of error. Yeah. So now we have to start with the premium page. So for premium, we need some of the files. Firstly, I need what? I need to create a custom text file that we will be creating in the component section. So I'll go to components and here I'll write custom text. Okay. So custom text dot dot will be the file that I'm going to create. Now inside this custom text dot dot, we will be creating our custom text. Why custom text? Because this will help us to avoid writing the same code again and again. So I'll import that same old package flutter material dot dot. And what I'm going to create, I'm going to import email import package EMS and constants. Okay, so components. Where is the widgets? Inside the widgets, there is a file called colors.dot. Where is the colors.dot file? Okay. Custom text, models, widgets, constant. Okay, so inside the constant, we have the file. So I will go here and I will import constant. Okay, what is this? S will be not there. So constant.dart has been also imported. Now I'll create a widget, and I'll write custom text. Custom text. Now inside this custom text, it will be string. So this custom text will be having a string, and that string will be text. Okay, and that text will be having a thing called double, and we are going to tell the size of the text over here. Okay, that is the two things that this widget is going to take. And it's going to return what? It's going to return a text size, which will be having color will be k black. So I don't think so. There is a thing called k black. So we'll write it as k dark. K dark. Right. So yeah. So k dark is done, and the font weight will be more. So it will be dot bold. Right. Font weight dot bold, and the color will be done. Text color like this. Now, this is the custom text that we have created. Now, to use this, we will head back to this premium file. And over here, what I'm going to do here is I am going to create a stack. Okay. Why a stack? Because that stack will be having children. And we are going to write code. We are going to keep the boxes upon one. So that is going to create a stack. That is why I'm going to create a stack. So for that, I'll first need a container. And inside this container, I'll write padding. And how much padding I need? I need a padding of edge insets dot all, and it should be HE into 0.004. That is a really small padding. Okay, so firstly I need to remove this cost over here. Now this is the padding, and for this HE we even need to define this variable. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do here is I am going to define a decoration. So decoration will be what? A box decoration. Inside this box decoration, it's going to take many things, okay? Color and all and everything. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write gradient instead of color. So I will write a gradient. Now this gradient will be having a linear gradient, right? And yeah, we will be having some color changes over here. But as of now, let's just keep it like this so that it should look fine. So we have created a gradient which will start from top left and it will go all the way to bottom right. Okay. And after writing this, I'll write a child which should have a container. And that container will be having some data. So container, and that container will be having a decoration. And that decoration will be having a box decoration. And again, so container inside a container, right? And that box decoration will be colors dot gray 300 gray around 300 little dark. Okay, so colors will be like this. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to provide the padding inside this container. So I'll write padding. Padding should be how much? Padding should be a little bit more. So edge. So padding will be edge insets dot all. Okay, so padding will be edge insets dot all. Inside this, we are going to, create our a row. That is what going to hold our elements over here. So I'm going to write HE star inside the HE multiplied by 0.012. That is what the padding is all about. Now I'll write child, and inside this particular container, we are going to create a row whose uh, children will be having some sort of, containers and all again, so that we can like, I'll show you. Weight should be like this. Now let me check whether it's going to work or not. Yeah. So it should be visible. Till now, we have done so far some code, which is just to, show the code, just to show the stars and all in the code. Like, as you saw that premium membership was having a star created, right? So this is what a star will be looking in this. And what we are going to do here is we are going to create a row. That row has a container, and that container will be having something else over here. Okay, so I'll change it out. So what I'll do here is I'll firstly put some decoration, and the decoration should be box radius dot circular, and the color should be gray dot 300. Now after this, I'll write color filtered. Okay, so it's going to do what is it's going to create a color filter like this. So color filter will be color filter dot mode, and the color should be whitish. Color should be around whitish something, and it will be having an opacity also less. So I'll write the color like this. Yeah. So it will be having an opacity, and it should blend mode should be src dot adopt. Okay. Now inside this, we even need to identify workspace premium outline. This will be our uh, icon, and that icon will be even having a color. So color will be colors dot my theme color, my theme color dot uh, text color, whatever is the text color in that. That is what I'm going to use inside this. Okay, so colors will be like this. My theme color, yeah. Constant dot art has been imported, and now you can see it is taking our color. This will be the color. Okay, so it will be just having that icon. Now we need a sized box. So a sized box of width HE into 0.15 something. Why this is not taking HE over here? HE is defined. So size box tools width will be HE dot 0.05. I don't know why it's not taking it. Okay. Okay, just because of this constant angle. Yeah. So size box has been given. Now I am going to create a column. Okay. So a column will be there over here. A column which will be having the text written in the form of like this. We have created a column which has a main axis alignment of center and a cross axis alignment of start. Okay. And there is a children which says Go text should be Go Premium, and it also says like this, right? Now I'll do what is I'll go back to this home page, and in this section, right after this scaffold and all things have been defined, right? I'm going to write it here, body. Okay, so body should be pages dot active index. So currently active index has this premium look, okay, over here, as you can see. But we even need to put that with padding, and I'll give the padding to, yeah, I'll wrap this container with the padding, and I'll give the padding like right. Then similarly, give the padding to left and from the top. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Now you can see it looks little actually much better. 20 like this. So what it says add const modifier. So yeah, we have added a const modifier over here. Now you can see that it's working, and I hope my video is visible, right? I think so there is some jitter in my video, right? Okay, so I'll do what? I'll close this one and I'll on this one. Now it's fine? Yeah. This is the secondary camera that has been attached to my laptop. Yeah, so now you can see, right? So this is the premium logo that we have created. We have even given them little margin. Now I have to check where is that blend mode over here. So I'll do it what? I'll reload, and we will get little, whitish color in this instead of that. Yeah. So now you can see we are getting that premium look. Okay. Like get premium and all. Now inside this, after this text and after this column, inside this row, I'm going to write an expanded, and that expanded will be having a container, empty container, so that it will occupy all the remaining spaces, so that I can finally add my icon over here. That will be arrow icon like this. See, it will be an arrow button which will be having an icon like an iPhone, like this, right? Its color should be dark, little bit light actually, dark. Uh, so it should be like colors dot gray, right? And yeah, so it is faded. Now it's looking fine. Like, see, perfect. Like, so this is what our premium logo will look like. And I hope you guys are understanding each and everything that we have done so far, right? This is our basics that we have done over here. Later on, we have to create the settings button, and we have to create a lot of things. Like, let me show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, we have to create a lot of more functionalities in this. Like for example, we need to add on our profile page, complete created profile page, then settings page, then help, then that for settings and help, I'm going to do what? I'm going to tell you how to create a widget, and that widget will help you. See, we have to create these tasks, then we have to create this button, settings button, right? And this contact button as well. So yeah, there is a lot of work that we have to do now. Like this profile page is also there that we have to create, right? So I hope you understood each and everything that we have done so far, right? If you have any sort of doubts and queries, then do comment out, like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss an upcoming video. And if you need the code is available at my GitHub. That is Amo2409. You can check out from there. And if you're liking my content, then do follow me out. This was pretty much it for this video, and I will see you in